Audible eye roll.
So lads will enjoy it.
Hey!
I don't buy into that at all. That is wrong.
We got beers.
What's up?
It's PBR, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Oh wait, this is the clicker test. Does it sound good when it opens? It sounds good. Oh yeah, that's a decent sound. That's definitely a beer. Cheers. Cheers to Pabst. It's not got an L in it. Pabst. Is that pap?
Pap.
Callum actually makes some type of cider.
Yeah. Shout out to Sexy Cider if you're watching, Phil. Hello.
Local brew. Tings.
Yeah, we're going to do something different today. We've got a few films to review all at once. We're going to do like a little bumper edition kind of thing. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a beer, maybe take your trousers off. Let's see what happens.
I've just had a little sip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan.
I liked it already. I think
apparently it was established in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, which in El Godwin means the good land. Have you not seen Wayne's
I have
World?
seen Wayne's World, but I didn't get the reference. I probably haven't seen it enough.
Fair enough.
I don't know why you're beeping that.
That's my how many times I don't like you.
Is this your counter? Like when it reaches a certain point, you're just going to murder me in my sleep.
That's it.
So today we are talking films. Funnily enough, because this is the Film Me In podcast. I am Marley.
I'm Callum.
This is Callum, and we are here to talk to you today about films that we've watched over the past couple of weeks. We are a bit late doing this podcast for a number of reasons. One, I broke the camera directly after the last podcast.
Yeah.
Two, I got engaged, and that seemed to take up
Well
most of my life. We are talking Tag.
Tag. You're it.
I read something on the interwebs today that said, how old were you when you first realised that TAG stands for Touch and Go? And my answer to that was, I was today years
23
old.
is the answer to that. I've just found that out myself right now.
Yeah, I was massively surprised by that.
Speaking of acronyms that I didn't know about, I read on the interwebs the other day that mac and cheese, mac is not short for macaroni.
No.
It's an acronym for macaroni and cheese.
Wait, so it's mac and cheese and cheese? I don't buy into that at all. That is wrong.
Well, maybe if you use...
Mac and cheese. If you use two types of cheese, then that'd be fair enough. What did you think of Tag?
I really liked it. I thought it was just, like, pure fun. Like, it's one of those films you can just switch off, and you know it's going to be funny, because, like, it had a pretty good cast.
Nick Miller.
Nick Miller?
Yeah.
Who's that?
He's the guy. He's the character who was played by the guy in that film who also plays Nick Miller in New Girl. But I don't know.
Oh yeah, I know the guy you're on about. Yeah, but John Hamm, Hannibal Buress, and Jeremy Renner. But yeah, I thought it was really good, really funny. There's so many jokes in it, and it was actually based on a true story. There's a bit at the end of the film. Like
so I'd read about the true story. I don't think I read it in the Wall Street Journal, which is where it was originally published, I think. But I did read about it somewhere, probably on the line. I spend a lot of time on the line. I thought it was an awesome concept and really, really cool that it's actually based on a true story. That these guys actually do that.
Because when I was watching it, I was thinking, when he dresses up as like a grandma and stuff, I was thinking, this has got to be some sort of fabrication. And then they show you the clips at the end. Yeah. And the guy did genuinely dress like a grandma and like a construction worker and got a job at his friend's workplace.
So clever.
Yeah. And it's not 30 years in real life, it's like 23, but still like to play a game of tag for 23 years. So, who stole the show for you?
I don't know if there was any particular, if I felt like there was any particular standout. It was very easygoing. It was good to watch. It was fun. It was kind of classic of the genre that it was trying to
it's just
fall into.
Like stupid comedy, isn't it?
And it was good. It was actually quite nicely put together. And it had that pace, which we've seen, we've commented has been lacking from a few films that we've hoped would have that sort of pace.
Ocean's 8! Yeah, I thought going in, it's going to be a comedy, but it's going to be kind of slapped together crap. But it was actually really funny. There was some really good one-liners in it and stuff. There was some, just the chemistry between the cast as well was fantastic. Pardon me. But in my opinion, I thought that Hannibal Buress stole the show. Because he was that kind
Which
of...
one's Hannibal Buress?
The guy with the glasses that's not white.
That's Hannibal Buress. Okay,
Yeah.
You're really good at remembering actors' names and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah,
I'm not really...
I'm like Rain Man, just sort of less handsome.
Yeah. I'm going to give it 7 tags out of 10.
Oh. I'm going to go down the same sort of route, but obviously I'm out of 5. I'm going to give it 3.5. Ed Helms dressed as a grandma out of 5.
I was waiting for the day you were going to start doing halves, as though that doesn't make it out of 10. I try and bring something to this podcast that's different to you, and you just waltz in here and try and take it over. Oh yeah, if I take 5s and put halves in between them, it's not 10. Go out, watch it. It is worth watching.
Definitely go watch it. If you have time at the cinema still, if it's still on by the time this comes out, go and watch it. You know, go with a group of friends, and then just
take the lads. The lads will enjoy it.
Right.
And then you never know. It might inspire you to do something that kind of brings you together as a group, solidifies your friendship for years.
I think that's what it boils down to at the end. If you boil it down to its main property, it is about friendship.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
about having that tight circle of friends that no matter what happens, you've got each other's back. Almost like me and you, but I hate you.
Yeah,
so.
and
we saw the First Purge.
Purge the First.
We had this discussion off camera. There are 3. Well, there's 4 now, but there are 3 purges.
Yeah.
Which ones have you seen?
I've seen all 3.
Okay.
I've seen the one where they're trapped in the house.
Yep.
I've seen the one where there's the black dude trapped in the house with them.
Okay.
And I've seen the one where their neighbours are trying to kill them because they sell overpriced security systems.
Right, that is all the first film.
Yeah, I know, but for some reason, for many years, I've thought that was 3 different films.
What did you think?
I quite enjoyed it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to not enjoy it. I thought it might be the kind of thing that they will have ruined, even from having seen the previous 3 films.
Of course, yeah. In that 1.5 hour sequence.
Yeah, I was amazed that they managed to fit 3 films into that short space of time.
Technology these days.
Speaking of technology, one of the most disappointing things about this film was the technology, because this film is set prior to the other films, and the other films don't seem to have this kind of crazy technology. 2 things notably. One, the little contact lenses.
Right.
What the hell? I don't think so, mate.
Google Glass, mate.
Yeah, but contact lenses. Google Glass isn't contact lenses.
Well, funnily enough, I had this discussion with my lovely girlfriend, and we sort of backtraced it because this is the First Purge. We looked up when not the First Purge, but when the original Purge movie is set, and I believe that is 2022 or 23. It says that this is the 7th or 8th Purge.
Okay, so 4 years from now, we're on the 7th Purge, which means that 3 years ago we should have contact lenses that can record things.
Yeah. I've got some, and you?
You are doing a lie for me right now.
You are doing that.
That was number 1 ridiculous technology thing.
Right.
I can kind of let that slide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Then those drones appeared with bullets shooting out of them.
That's a thing, though.
No, not in that format. Did you see them? They were just normal drones. The drones that shoot guns have massive gun attachments, and they're I've seen them, trust me.
Oh, okay.
It didn't ruin the film for me, but the in particular when those drones appeared, I thought that sequence was a bit crazy. I tell you what though, the guy who played the drug dealer guy,
the main guy,
whose name I don't remember.
He was the size of a fridge, wasn't he? He was wider than he was tall.
I thought he was a very good actor in this film.
I don't really like the original Purge.
I like all of the first 3.
Yeah. I always feel like they've only got enough money to put a well-known actor in it.
Okay.
Like the original Purge, Ethan Hawke. Actually, he's got Lena Headey in it as well.
Yeah.
So they're 2, I think. But the second one has Frank Grillo in it from the Marvel universe.
Okay.
And he's also in the 3rd one.
Okay.
But then everyone else is a relative, quote-unquote nobody. Obviously, they're getting their first sort of start in the limelight.
Yeah.
And then this First Purge, I think they spent all the money on Marissa Tomei, who got one to the skull.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was anything that was going to be Oscar worthy. It's just one of those films again that you can just sort of turn off and be like, cool. Let's just have some fun with ultra violence and like a bit of jump scares and stuff like that. The concept was very good.
The way they made it escalate, I thought, oh, this is actually getting quite interesting now, because I thought it was just going to be, they announced the Purge, no one wants to do it except that one crazy guy.
Yeah.
He starts it, then other people start it, and it escalates and it becomes the Purge. But it wasn't actually like that. I liked the sort of...
I think it's a sort of commentary on like American politics about how they want to keep the poor poor and make the rich richer.
Social cleansing. It's like
it,
that's it. And I think that they did a good job of tackling that as an issue, because they had like the protests and they had all those kind of things, and they showed a real humanity in desperation. So how the impoverished felt desperate, and they felt like the only way that they could have a better life was to be involved in this social experiment. And it was something that I wasn't really expecting from this film at all, was to see something so sort of politically charged behind it, which is right up my street.
What I did notice was, I don't know if you saw it, the massive Halloween sort of advertising in that film. You know, the new Halloween
I didn't,
film?
but I know that there's a new Halloween.
There is a new Halloween coming out, and in the like sort of opening 5 minutes, I want to say, what's his name, Isaiah, like the sort of young guy in it, he's in his bedroom and he's got a giant poster. It's literally like this big. It's a Halloween Michael Myers poster, and I was like, I think they're the same studio. I think they're like trying to do a bit of shameless promotion.
Well, fair play to them. So let's get to ratings. I'm going to give it slightly less than Tag, because I didn't think I enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed Tag. So I'm going to give it 6 crazy contact lenses out of 10.
Okay. I'm going to give it 3 Skeletors out of 5.
Okay. So we're both going similar sort of...
Yeah, I think we're pretty much on the same page with both of these films so far. You went to see a film without me.
Callum, I don't know how to tell you this, but I went to see a film without you.
Okay, that's fine. What film was it?
It was Space Jam 2nd edition. No, wait. That's not true. That would be a massive insult on Space Jam and everything it stands for. You know, I once actually didn't go to work in a job because I was watching Space Jam. That's how good that film is.
I burnt a tape out, for those of you who are old enough to know what tapes are.
Probably nobody that's watching YouTube.
I recorded it from the Sky Movies back in the 90s.
Sky Movies was in the 90s?
Back in 98 at this rate.
Crazy, you must pay a fortune for that.
Yeah. Baller, mate.
Mate, I was still on NTL.
National television
dial-up connection. I went to watch Uncle Drew.
Film me in.
I'm going to film you in on Uncle Drew. Let's just say I wish I hadn't watched it.
Okay, why is that?
Because it was possibly the biggest load of garbage I've ever seen in my entire life. Honestly, it was so awful. It was like it was trying to emulate Space Jam.
Really?
Yeah, but it was more like a really, really crap dodgeball. Let's put Shaquille O'Neal in the film, dress him up like the Wolverine. Honestly, none of them can act.
Shaquille O'Neal does look like Wolverine.
They deliberately didn't give Shaquille many lines at all because he was just awful. The whole thing is terrible, cliche. I tell you what, if I hear the phrase young blood one more time, I'm going to shoot myself in the face. One of them couldn't walk, he was in a wheelchair, he couldn't talk, and then miraculously, because they threw a basketball at him, suddenly he was really good at basketball.
He's got game.
Yeah, I just didn't enjoy it. I sat there just sort of like rolling my eyes, that audible eye roll. Again, just over and over and over. I wouldn't recommend watching it.
Okay, so are you going to rate it?
I don't know if I could.
Oh, for God's sake.
Honestly, I'm going to give it 1 Wolverine Shaquille O'Neal out of 10.
Okay, so go and watch Uncle Drew, everyone.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think in the comments below. Just a big shout out to the Sofa King podcast, the guys over in California. They gave us a shout out on a recent episode of Jack the Ripper. It's kind of fitting, really, because we're both English and murder prostitutes in our spare time.
We do. We do that a lot.
So go and give those guys a listen. Go and give them some love. You know, they talk about everything from Jackie Chan to Jack the Ripper. So
they only talk about people called Jack, so it's quite niche, but they're really on. They could be onto something.
Tell them that Film Me In podcast sent you.
Yeah, and also don't forget to tell your mother, because we've been trying to get in touch with her for the past couple of weeks. Actually,
it's going straight to voicemail.
It's going straight to voicemail, and you know, I don't want to appear too clingy, but you know, I'm engaged now, so. We don't care if you think it's the biggest load of crap since Uncle Drew. We're just happy to hear your opinions. So, when I do the image for Skeletor, do I do Skeletor or do I do the Skeletor from the Purge film?
Your choice, mate. Surprise us.